A jumbled room is similar to a hazy mind. You know there's something worthwhile within, but the confusion makes it impossible to locate. Thinking clearly has become a superpower in the digital age, where knowledge is plentiful but attention is limited. Fortunately, the Stoics have navigated the maze of ideas, side trips and feelings to deliver you 6 enlightening lessons on how to think clearly. This is for you if you're sick of getting buried in your own thoughts and feeling deafened by outside noise. If you're new here and willing to question your mental status quo, click the subscribe button and the notification bell. Instead than just surviving life, let's make sense of it, mold it, and find meaning in it. We're going to go on a journey together to learn how to think clearly. And I challenge you, watch through to the very end if you have the true courage to change your perspective. Demonstrate to yourself your dedication to progress and clarity. Are you in agreement? Let's get started now. 1. Recognize the power of silence. In today's world of never-ending notifications, continuous scrolling and limitless information, it's simple to lose oneself. To begin thinking rationally, one must first find a quiet place. This does not imply that you have to retreat to a remote lodge or meditate for hours on end. It just entails pausing, breathing, and centering oneself for a short while. You can start to hear and separate your own thoughts from the background noise in this quiet. The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius famously remarked, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This serves as a reminder that even in the midst of the turmoil of the contemporary world, we are all capable of finding inner calm. We can develop a more concentrated viewpoint and a clearer mind by consistently looking for quiet times. Many of us spend our days juggling obligations, chores, and diversions, but we can begin to see things more clearly if we only take a few minutes out of our day to sit in solitude, to think, or just to be. The goal of this practice is to root oneself in reality rather than run away from it. Being still is choosing to intentionally stop and think, not to do nothing at all. It's an effective tool that can guide us through the difficulties of contemporary life, help us understand our emotions, and help us make better decisions. 2. Examine your presumptions. Everybody carries with them preconceived notions and ideas about the universe. Our interactions, behaviors, and ideas are all influenced by these beliefs. But in order to think clearly, we need to be prepared to challenge these presumptions. A belief need not be true or beneficial just because it has been ingrained in our culture for a long time. Another Stoic philosopher, Seneca, observed astutely that we suffer more from imagination than from reality, and we are more often frightened than hurt. How frequently do presumptions obscure our judgment or skew our perspective because they are based on fear or prior experiences? We have to be willing to question our own beliefs in order to think rationally. This entails having an open mind, seeking out different viewpoints, and being prepared to have our opinions changed. It's more important to be inquisitive and receptive than to doubt everything. Following the beliefs of others, or what we have always believed, is simple. However, real clarity arises from an openness to seeing reality as it is, rather than as we would like it to be. Regularly challenging our presumptions helps us break free from constricting ideas and gain new perspectives on the world. 3. Pay attention to what you can manage. The world is big, intricate, and frequently unpredictable. Though there are many factors beyond our control, in order to think rationally, we need to concentrate on our actions, responses, and attitudes. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them." This serves as a potent reminder that despite our limitations, we are still free to make the decisions we want to. The sheer amount of information, events, and difficulties in the modern world can easily overwhelm one. However, we can discover direction and clarity if we focus just on the things that we can control. This is realizing where our energy is best used, not disregarding the world around us. We can gracefully and intentionally handle life's complications by concentrating on our own actions and emotions. With the aid of this practice, we can steer clear of the pitfall of feeling helpless or overwhelmed and proceed with clarity and purpose. 4. Aim for uncomplicated living. In a world where there are a plethora of options, choices, and information to sort through, simplicity can be helpful. We need to learn to simplify our decisions, our surroundings, and our thinking in order to think more clearly. You really are unique if you have read this far. Most people scan through material, but you are here looking for insight by delving deeply. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Keep that in mind. Finding clarity in the midst of cacophony, eliminating the superfluous, and concentrating on what really matters are the hallmarks of simplicity rather than minimalism or deprivation. We're frequently tugged in a million different directions in the modern world, but by striving for simplicity, we can find clarity and focus. Simplifying our lives can help us think more clearly, whether it is through simplifying our responsibilities, clearing out some physical clutter, or concentrating on our top priorities. We can manage life more easily and clearly if we periodically assess what's really important and let go of the rest. 5. Have a growing mentality. We must have faith in our capacity to develop, learn, and adapt if we are to think correctly. A growth mentality is the conviction that our skills and intelligence may be enhanced via commitment and diligence, in contrast to a fixed mindset. The Stoics held that lifelong learning and personal development are powerful forces. Seneca once said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." We are reminded by this age-old knowledge that life is a path of learning and development. It's simple to feel trapped or constrained by our circumstances in the modern world, but by adopting a growth mindset, we may view obstacles as opportunity for improvement, failures as teaching moments, and obstacles as chances to keep going. A growth mentality enables us to face life with resilience and curiosity. This kind of thinking gives us the ability to go after new experiences, grow from our errors, and never stop trying to understand the world and ourselves better. 6. Engage in active listening. The need to talk sometimes takes precedence over the skill of listening, but in order to think effectively, we need to learn how to listen well. This entails paying close attention to what people are saying, comprehending it, and reacting to them, as opposed to planning our next move or allowing our thoughts to wander. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth. Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact, said Marcus Aurelius once. This Stoic realization emphasizes how important it is to listen to others carefully and acknowledge that their viewpoints provide a window into a new way of seeing the world. Understanding the feelings, intentions, and reasons behind words is an important part of active listening, which goes beyond simply hearing them. In addition to demonstrating respect, we can be more receptive to fresh perspectives and ideas when we give the speaker our whole attention. By challenging us to lay aside our assumptions and opinions, this exercise promotes a deeper comprehension of the subject at hand. Furthermore, open communication, trust, and stronger relationships are all facilitated by active listening. We put ourselves in a better position to think more clearly, make better judgments, and strengthen our bonds with those around us when we genuinely listen to others. It's a skill with incalculable benefits in clarity and understanding, but it takes time and practice to master. The intricacies of today's environment call for mental clarity and a sense of groundedness. These ageless Stoic teachings are adapted for the difficulties and diversions of modern life. By incorporating these techniques into our daily lives, we strengthen our resilience against life's unavoidable difficulties and improve our capacity for clear thinking. Before you leave, stop to think about it. If this film touched you in any way, or if you gained any new insight or inspiration, then please express your support. Please hit the notification bell, subscribe, and give this video a high five. Your participation energizes our group and promotes the exchange of even more revolutionary ideas. Hey, let's continue the conversation. Leave a remark below. If you can't think of anything to say, just type, "I think clearly." This area is enhanced by your reflections, experiences and insights, which make it a beacon of hope for everyone looking for clarity in a chaotic world. Choose any of the videos that comes up on your screen to see more Stoic wisdom videos. Recall that achieving clear thinking is a team effort. As a team, we develop, learn, and clear the path for a more promising and enlightened future.